build your soil organic matter, and it's not something that you can do over in a period of a month or two. So it's a bit difficult to set it up because you're going to need to do some compost. You're going to need to do some vermical. Compost might take maybe 3 or 4 months, and you won't be using only one compost pile, but it's year after year after year until you've got your soil built up, rich in organic matter. And there are also advantages to that over time, that at least the water will be retained quite well, and then things like erosion won't be applicable to the system that you're going to be using. So I would say it's not very difficult, because at least you're using your leftovers maybe from your garden or from your farm, but it takes a bit of some time for you to build your soil. Your soil is not built in a day or in a year, but it takes years to build the soil. Yeah.
Because with most farmers, I think their biggest worry is yield. Without, let's say I've eliminated, or the farmer has eliminated the use of the normal pesticide, am I still looking as a farmer at getting the same yield after starting to use regenerative farming?
Okay, yeah. I think there is a bit of some time that at least you've got to endure when you are building your soil. So by then, it might be a bit of a shaking or a challenge to you in terms of what you're going to be yielding. Because the yield might start a bit small, but as you build your soil, then you can increase on your yield.
So the long-term benefits.
Yeah, the long-term benefits. Yes, because what we really know, what we really care about is you are what you eat. Like you've just highlighted initially that we have been celebrating the
gastronomy.
Yes. What's in your food is what's in you, or what you eat. So what you're going to be eating, at least you've got to be mindful of what you're going to be eating. There are a lot of diseases that are erupting nowadays, like a lot of cancers, a lot of things, acids or what, a lot of things are emerging, but it's most of them, it's because of the food that you're eating. So the produce that you're going to get from a regenerative farm is something that is organic, something that is natural, and something that is rich as far as nutrients are concerned.
So sustainability of maintaining a regenerative farming system, is it sustainable?
Okay, yeah, I would say regenerative farming is sustainable, but it goes beyond sustainable, because if you talk of sustainability, we are talking of something at least that is not going to harm our environment, and something that at least would see the benefits being passed on to the next generation. But now with regenerative farming, I'll say it's sustainable, but it goes beyond sustainable in a way that we are not only preserving what we've got for the next generation, but in turn we are also healing the planet through sequestering of carbon, which is a potent greenhouse gas, which is causing a lot of climate change. So I would say it is sustainable, but goes beyond, because at least there is an aspect of regeneration.
Future benefits.
Yes, there are future benefits to it, yeah.
All right. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 2 focuses on ending hunger, achieving food security, and improving nutrition and promoting sustainable agriculture. How is regenerative farming contributing to the success of that sustainable development goal?
Yes, talking of issues like poverty alleviation and hunger alleviation, regenerative farming is quite key, because it's not expensive to set up. I would say that taking just a layman or a lay person, everybody eats and there is waste after maybe their meal. One can make use of that waste to produce fertilizer, which they can start doing something in their gardens. The most challenge has been no yields in a lot of people's garden, by virtue that there isn't maybe enough manure, or there isn't much nutrients for the plants. But now you can start small in regenerative farming. Talking of organic farming, you just need a compost. A compost, maybe it's just only your labor. you're just going to need maybe to go next door or maybe go to your school, and then you ask for some leaves, some dried leaves, and then you're going to ask for some grass clippings, and then you can have your compost, which you can now inoculate in your garden, and then you can produce your own food, and then the surplus you can sell. So it's quite a bit easy. And we talk of things like aquaponics. Like we have designed an aquaponics system, but for African conditions, which we have termed Afroponics, which is very cheap. I think with almost about $20 to $30, you're in a position to have a system that can produce 100 plants, which are organic, and there are 150 fish that you can eat. So that's, to me, that's sustainable, and it's a system that runs itself, and it preserves water, because your water is circulating, your water is in a closed system, and then there is a lot that
there's new technology that you've just introduced, aquaponics. What is aquaponics?
Aquaponics is the integration of fish farming and horticulture. The fish waste is the fertilizer for the plants, just like it happens in nature, because most of the things that we do here, we observe how nature does it. It is just like in any aquarium or in any river. You will see a lot of fish, and you also see good vegetation in there. So it's just taking that system, and then you put maybe a bit of some technology to it to combine the two. And the pros of aquaponics is at least you're having two produce from one system, and your produce is organic. That's true, and there is no use of synthetic fertilizers in it, because like we have just said, and as we have just celebrated, you are what you eat.
Okay. And then there's persons with disability. Usually it's they are kind of left out in terms of farming.
Yeah.
Because some, maybe you are physically challenged.
Right.
Maybe you might not be able to do the physical work that farming requires. How is regenerative farming inclusive of people with disabilities?
Yeah, we are promoting different systems and kind of technologies that will help the people that are disabled. Recently, we did a workshop with disabled people, and we were doing hydroponics. And then the hydroponics system is soilless farming. You are farming in gutters, in tubes, and that doesn't require any tilling, or does it require any weeding. And that system is quite helpful to a lot of people that are physically challenged, because once your plants are in their gutters, the rest does itself. Only what you need to do is you just go there, and then you'll just be reaping your whatever you would want to eat there. And also you talk of things like vermiculture. Vermiculture, you're setting up a unit, or you can use anything that is available at home. Be it maybe it's a dish, or maybe it's a disused tub. You're just throwing your leftovers in there, and then you introduce your worms in there, your regular worms, and then the next thing is you're going to have your compost, which you can sell, or which you can inoculate in your garden. And even smart with like techniques like aquaponics. Aquaponics, it doesn't require any weeding, or does it require any tilling? But the produce that you get there is your fish and your vegetables. So all these smart farming techniques are quite useful for people who are physically challenged.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think farmers in the country have embraced regenerative farming?
I personally think that it's something that is gaining a bit of some traction, and also because of the enduring phase that one must go, considering that everybody is concerned about the profit. So a lot of people are a bit skeptical because the time that you're going to endure, or the yield that we're used to, as it drops down, because at least you are adopting to climate friendly, or you are adopting to environmental friendly farming practices, might be a bit of a challenge to a lot of people. But it's gaining traction. At least even we've got some inquiries from other people from other farms that we tour. And the beauty also of the issue of even livestock rearing, people are the aspect of the other principle of regenerative grazing. People are taking it up because at least pastures are a bit of a problem now, and people would like to regenerate their soil so that at least their pastures and rotate their animals so that their pastures would always have a bit of something for their livestock to feed on. Yes.
So what are your future plans as an organization?
As an organization, like here, we are in an urban context, and I think we are only working on a 20 by 30 meter space, which we are integrating rabbits, integrating poultry, veggies, and the model that you've created actually is, we have named it the Eden farming model. It is a model that produces fish, rabbits, poultry, and organic vegetables, but without buying feed. The feed, we are growing our own feed. We are just mimicking nature, and would want to scale this. Model up in a farming, at a big farm, or at a farming, at a bigger farm, or maybe having about 10 hectares of land that we're going to practice the same model and see how it works. And other things that we are into as well is the mentoring, the training, that would want to pass as much knowledge to the next generation, or to people who would really want to take up regenerative farming and these innovative ways of farming, and would also want to integrate and at least make use of their waste. Because one of the things that has caused a scare is the issue of the release of methane in our atmosphere, by not making use of our waste from either farms or what. But at least you can do something with your waste. You can recycle your waste, and it can be beneficial to you, and you can save the climate, and eventually you can grow healthy food, and that means healthy people and a healthy planet.
Great. Okay, I would like to thank you, Killian, for joining us on the show. We also hope more farmers will adopt this environmentally friendly method of farming. Join us next week for another informative program on Ecoville. I'm your host, Nosigelelo Kwaka.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.